Good morning. I'm Pedro Paralegal, and this is an example of how I rely on IBM Verse to help me manage my day as I work with our lead attorney, Amy Blanks, on a case we have coming up. When I open Verse in my browser, right away a couple of things get my attention. Across the top of the screen, I have a few things that are lit up. Starting at the left, I see there is one item that needs my action and one item that I'm waiting for. That means I've asked someone else to do something for me that has not yet been completed. After that, I see the images of three people who I frequently work with. By intelligently examining my mail, Verse has suggested these individuals as people who are important to me or that I work closely with. The alerts by their images indicate that I have new messages from them, and as I hover over their picture, I see I have options on how I can collaborate with them. If they are online, the small bubble below their name will be available for me to instantly start a chat session, or I could open their electronic business card to go right to Amy's shared files, for example, or status updates. And of course, I can always respond via email. In addition, I have the ability to add people to this list myself. Eric has just been assigned to help with this case, so I know we'll be in frequent contact, so I'll go ahead and add him to my list of important people. Now let me see what Amy has sent me. By clicking on her image, I immediately filter my messages to only the conversations with her. This is a nice way to essentially have separate inboxes for all the people I frequently work with. I need to find the arrest warrant she has sent me related to the case 2345 we're working on together. With just a couple of clicks, I quickly filter my list to messages from Amy that have attachments. This lets me zero in on the message I'm looking for. Now I can preview this arrest warrant right from my inbox without having to download it somewhere, open it in some other application. Looking at another message from Amy, I see she's asked Lin Xing and myself to draft a memo, so he and I are going to have to work together on this. By clicking on Ling's name in the email, I can see his business card that shows that he is a court clerk, and his local time is a few hours ahead of me. Because it's 9 p.m. where he's at, I probably want to send him an email rather than chatting with him directly or inviting him to an instant meeting. So let me forward this message to him and ask him to get started on this draft, and I'll mark it as something that requires his action. I've been able to get a lot of things done today without having to switch between different applications, and that includes keeping me informed of what is next up on my calendar. Glancing down at the bottom of my screen, I notice that the next thing on my agenda is about to start. So I better head out of the office because that's an after-work happy hour for my team that I don't want to miss.